Duke Carter was at the ceremony today when the governor and parish leaders announced the site's new owners, and this is a pretty big deal.
This is a pretty big deal indeed, Eric. Yeah, a lot of political leaders are saying today is a big celebration, especially those who live here in Jefferson Parish. And in the long run, with the purchase of the Avondale shipyard behind me, it means for pretty much Joe Schmo, Mama Schmo, that thousands of jobs in the future are going to be coming back to this area. Now, we're going to show you some video, shall we? Now, the newly formed joint venture between Virginia-based T. Parker Host and Illinois-based Hilco Redevelopment, they finalized the purchase of the Avondale shipyard yesterday. So the game plan is now with Avondale Marine LLC, they're going to redevelop the site's crane, dock, and terminal assets along 8,000 feet along the Mississippi River. Now, this is a big project. We're talking about multi-million-dollar investment, $200 million, according to Jefferson Parish Councilman Paul Johnston. Now, Governor John Bel Edwards spoke and said this new investment will bring the Avondale area back to life. Take a listen.
And the future is going to combine the world-class logistics of Louisiana's maritime, rail, and highway infrastructure in a new economic model for the future. In short, this is going to be a global logistics hub, and it's going to bring in global investment and regional employment.
Now, Eric, as you just mentioned, Avondale was the largest private employer in Louisiana. At one point, about 26,000 workers. And in February 2014 is when this site closed behind me. In fact, the last ship that was built here was the USS Somerset. Now, we still have a lot of political leaders out here, and we're going to have more on this story later today. But for now, though, reporting live here in Avondale, Duke Carter, Eyewitness News.